It is good. It is good. Words that God said just before evening. Then it was evening. And yes, now God has gifted us with a brand new day. He's given us just a little more time to walk, to work, just a little more time. This is the Reverend Dr. Laverne Corrine Williams Foster Hall, Harvey Brown, Fontaine Turner, Hill, Holt, McCain, Cash. Yes, yesterday was good. And yesterday was good because I had several, at least two very, very good conversations about John the Baptist and being beheaded. So what I decided I would do on this morning is repeat Matthew 14, verses 1 through 12, and just say a couple of words about the discussions, two discussions that I had on yesterday. And I invite you to pick up your Bibles and turn to Matthew 14, verses 1 through 12. John the Baptist beheaded. At that time, Herod, the tetrarch, heard the reports about Jesus, and he said to his attendants, "This is John the Baptist. He has risen from the dead. That is why miraculous powers are at work in him." Now Herod had arrested John and bound him and put him in prison because of Herodias, his brother Philip's wife. For John had been saying to him, "It is not lawful for you to have her." Herod wanted to kill John, but he was afraid of the people because they considered him a prophet. On Herod's birthday, the daughter of Herodias danced for them and pleased Herod so much that he promised with an oath to give her whatever she asked. Prompted by her mother, she said, "Give me here on a platter the head of John the Baptist." The king was distressed, but because of his oaths and his dinner guest, he ordered that her request be granted and had John beheaded in prison. His head was brought in on a platter and given to the girl, who carried it to her mother. John's disciples came and took his body and buried it. Then they went and told Jesus. Primary to the two discussions that I had on yesterday, Dr. Hall, Laverne, John the Baptist beheaded. What has that got to do with living, working, laughing, having a good time playing in this present generation? What's John the beheaded? That was back then. That's how they did things back then. And so I lived with John the Baptist being beheaded and his head on a silver platter all day long yesterday, and my conversations. And so I would ask you, And I would encourage you to look at the ways that individually and collectively, a people, a culture, look at the other ways that we, them, they, can be beheaded in this present generation so that other people, other cultures can do what it is they want to do with us, with them, with they. Look at the many, many ways that a people, an individual, can be beheaded and his head placed on a silver platter. I'll just name a few. And what I name, I will keep embraced within the palms of my prayers all day long and ask God to order my steps as I try to do God's will in God's way. Distraction can be put on a silver platter. Distraction. Many, many ways that we can and are distracted. Let me just read with some of what I have written down. The lonely, the least, the lost, the hungry, the left out, the homeless, drugs, alcohol, false promises, false prophets, incarceration, and I'm sure that you can think of many, many more distractions that keep us on a silver platter for others to use as they see fit. So, yes, all of those things, those it's, are embraced within the palms of my prayers all day long. But also, I can say to God, come quickly. Come quickly, O God, and give us understanding. Give us insight. Give us inspiration. For all of those items that I just named, they're real. They're in our families. They are us. That's how John the Baptist being beheaded relates to this present generation. Oh, I forgot to mention another couple. Sex, drugs, alcohol, distractions. So I think the two people, there were others, but two people in particular who engaged me in conversation and helped me and pulled out of me, some other thoughts and some other words and some other deeds on yesterday. So yes, yesterday, as God said, was good. And so as we prepare to go out there into this, I called it a jungle the other day, but I think it's over in Corinthians. It's called a degenerate generation. So embraced here is that giant test tube that all of that stuff keeps getting poured into. So God, guide our feet, give us understanding, give us discretion, give us understanding as we read your word and share in your word, so that, yes, just before evening, after a full day, after a long, full day, we will hear you say to us, it is good. It is good. This is the Reverend Dr. Laverne Corrine Williams, Foster Hall, Harvey Brown, Fontaine, Turner, Hill, Holt, McCain, Cash. It is good. It will be good all day long. And God will come just before evening and say it again. It is good. So God, order our steps on this day all day long.